All right, so I've gone in and refined some of the points on my model to get more of a rounded head here. So if I hit 3 on the keyboard, you can see it's a little bit closer to what I want. I could continue on this even further, but that doesn't have to be done on this tutorial. I think it's a matter of really just kind of going in with your logic and refining it. I'm going to do one last thing. I'm going to run a path um, on the lips here just to define them a little bit further. Then we'll create the eye socket and then move on to the ear. There we go. So I'll just drop these in. Hit return. I'm going to hit 3 on the keyboard. Okay, so that's holding the mouth together a little bit better. And if I wanted to, I could run some more paths vertically up here, perhaps to this spot. We might even do that once we put the eye socket in, but that'll serve our purposes for now. So I'm going to go in and define the area where I would like the eye to be. So I'm going to start with the multi-cut tool, and I'll just go in and drop a few lines here in the general area that I'd like to have this eye socket located. So now I'm going to select a few of these edges. And you'll see why in a moment. I'm going to select these 4, and I'm going to delete them. It gives me an area that if I select this polygon face now, and then if I go to Mesh Tools, I'm going to go to Edit Mesh, and I'm going to choose Poke. And what it does, it splits it to a point in the center. Okay, so now I'm going to get my multi-cut again. Back to my object mode. And I'm going to further define where this socket should be. This will give us a good start on defining that area where the eye will be located. Save that. And you can see the workflow on this. So I'm going to select those edges I just made, and I'm going to pull them back a bit just to get this kind of started. And I'll pull back. And I'll get my multi-cut tool, and once again I'll go in and define an area roughly where the eye will be. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my front view. I want to straighten these vertices out a little bit off here. So I'm going to zoom in on this. And I'll just get this main vertex and put that up. I'm just trying to keep these somewhat parallel and lined up neatly. Again, this is all something that's going to make texture mapping down the line much easier. There we go. Now I'm going to probably take this and I'm going to move this a little bit more in towards the corner of the eye. A little far from the bridge of the nose. Now, this really is a lot of refinement. As long as you can kind of understand the basic approach, then you can go back and put the time in you want. So I'm going to quickly cut where the actual eye will be open now. So I'm going to get my edge loop tool once again. And once again, I'll go in on the inside of the shape I've already made. And now I'm going to delete the faces in the middle here that are where the eye perhaps would be open. Now, we could always move this eye around and just put a texture map on it. That's another option, but I'm just going to go ahead and delete it as if there were an eye socket. And I would probably go back in and start to move these around and refine them. But that's something that I don't need to do on this tutorial. I think once you've got the basics, it's pretty clear that you're going to need to devote some time to the refinement of it. All right, so now I'm going to rough in an ear. And in order to do that, I've put a new tool on my toolbar. It's the Create Polygon tool. And to get there, I held down Control-Shift, I went to Mesh Tools, and then Create Polygon tool. Okay, and that's going to let us make a shape other than the standard polygon primitives. So I'm going to my side view where this will eventually be. And I'm going to click on my polygon tool. I'm going to use the size of my nose, the height of it actually, to define the size of the ear roughly. So I'll start perhaps where it would meet the side of the head, and I'll just go and draw a few of these points to create that basic ear. Now, you don't close this out. You simply stop when you think you've got what you want, and when you hit return, the shape will close out for you. So I'm going to send to the pivot on that. I hit W, and then I'm going to use my extrude tool to start to fashion this into the shape of an ear. So I'll right click, I'll choose face, select the only face that is actually on the shape. I'm going to go to my perspective view, and I'll start by pulling that surface out. And I'm going for about the thickness of the ear, the outer edge of it anyway. All right, so now I want to start building the interior of it. So once again, I'm going to use the extrude tool. I'll hit G or click on the extrude tool, and I'm going to scale that in like so. Now I'm going to once again hit G or click on the extrude tool, and I'm going to pull it in. And I'll scale it and taper it a bit. And I'm going to hit 3 on the keyboard. You can see how quickly we can start to fashion an ear. So now I'll go back to 1, I'll save that, continue, and I'm going to add a little bit more, one more line on the inside of the ear. Then I'm going to go and start to model this so it looks a little bit more respectable. Again, I'm keeping this really in a low poly count. It can always be refined by adding more geometry and just reworking it or continually working it. So once again, I'm going to get my extrude tool, and I'm going to scale in so, and I'm going to start to pull it out a bit. I'll hit G, and I'll scale in, and I'll start to pull it back. So you can see I'm starting to put the next level of the ear in, so you can see what we have so far. Now I'm going to stop as far as that goes, and I'm going to start to make some adjustments here for the earlobe and where the inside of the ear would be. So in order to do that, I'm going to go down to the bottom of the ear here. There we go. And I'm just going to use the vertex merge tool here to start cleaning this up and making sense. So I'll go from here to there. You can see I'm just pulling the lobe out here, where the bottom of the ear is much thicker than the inside. So I'll just pull those. So and that looks pretty good like that. Everybody's, an ear is very much like a thumbprint. It really is, or fingerprint. It's kind of unique. And I'm going to do this one as well, because up in here is where it would attach to the head. And it would be the opening actually into the side of the head. So I'm going to work that edge just a little bit, but I'm going to add with my multi-cut one more path down in this area, and I'll go from, let's see, I'm going to go from here to there, 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 and then down to here. And then I'm going to I'll just grab this face on the inside, and I'll pull that like so. So if I hit 3 on the keyboard, you can see it look at a pretty quick, respectable ear now. So I'm going to hit 1 on the keyboard. And if I want to, I could put another level in there, but I'm going to leave this as it is because I want to develop the back where it would be against the head. So I'm going to spin around to the back. I'll select the face, and again, I'm going to use the extrude tool. And I'll go to my scale function. I'll start to pull it in like so. And then I'm going to move this to the edge right there. And then before I do any more extruding, I'm going to start to merge these points where they'd be at the edge, where they meet the head. So I'm going to get the merge vert tool again. I'll merge that one. And I'm going to merge that. And then down here as well. Now I can go back to my faces, select back face, and now I can continue to develop that piece of the ear that's in the back. So I'll extrude, taper, pull to the front, and I think I'll rotate it a little bit. And we don't need as much geometry in the front where it's going to tuck inside the head. This stuff can be hidden pretty easily, but I'm going to go ahead and get as close as I possibly can before I do that. Now, once again, I'm going to go and merge some vertexes here. So, back to my object, and I'll get the merge vert. And oops, there we go. There. And I think I'll pull this one down to here. Okay, now I'm going to go in, I'm going to move this like so. And I don't really have to worry about how the back of this is because we're not going to see it really. All right, so I'm going to do one last tweak here. I think I need a little bit more of a rotation on that plane where it's going to meet the back of the head. And there you have it. So I'll put it into position now. There we go. Now I'll just tuck it in a little bit more like that, and if need be, I can rotate it. On my side view, and I'm just going to line that up a little better. So this is all stuff that you would do with a little bit more time than we're applying to this.